Okay, so moving along. Hopefully you had a great time with the last video, looking at uh, looking at 10.5 and 10.6. So we're going to move on to in this one to 10.7 and 10.8. So before we dive in, I'm going to ask you to please go in your books to page 275. And okay, so page 275, we have two pictures, right? Picture A and picture B. Okay, and this is something actually I want you guys to pay attention because this is something that a lot of people get confused on and they say sentences wrong, right? A lot of times people will say, I've heard the sentence so many times, I am boring, right? And that's a horrible thing to say about yourself, right? What does it mean if you say I am boring? Means that when people talk to you or people think about you or people spend time with you, they feel bored, right? And that's probably not what you're trying to say. What you're trying to say is that you feel bored, you feel uninterested, right? You're not enjoying yourself, okay? So we're looking at verb ing and verb ed, right, or past participle as adjectives, right? And there's a difference in the meaning, okay? So we're still looking at using verbs as adjectives, but we're moving on now to include verb ing, okay, or the gerund. So looking at the pictures in exercise 29 on page 275, picture A and picture B. So I have four sentences and you need to tell me, are we talking about picture A or picture B? And then one of the sentences doesn't match either picture. Okay, so take a minute to yourself, think about it. The shark is terrifying, the shark is terrified, the swimmer is terrifying, the swimmer is terrified. Okay, and which picture matches each of these? So number one, the shark is terrifying. Is this picture A or picture B? This is picture A, right? The shark is making someone feel terrified, okay? Number two, the shark is terrified. That is picture B, right? The shark is scared, okay? He is terrified. What's he terrified of? He's terrified of the whale, okay? Number three, the swimmer is terrifying. Okay, so in picture A and picture A is the only one with the swimmer, right? But is the swimmer making anyone feel scared? No, I don't think so. So number three is not for picture A or picture B. And then number four, the swimmer is terrified. This is picture A, right? What's he terrified of? He's terrified of the shark, okay? So let's look at the next page. So we're dealing with ed versus ing. Let's look at these examples that they give us. It says, I am interested in art, or art is interesting, okay? So ed, right, or past participle, refers to how either I feel or how somebody else feels from something, okay? ing means it makes people feel this way, or it makes another person feel this way, okay? Art is interesting. I think, I feel interested when I think about art or when I learn about art, okay? Let's look at let's look at the main sentence. The news surprised Kate, right? So we would say Kate was surprised, or the news was surprising, right? All of these three sentences have the same meaning, right? Kate felt surprised. The news was surprising means it made Kate feel surprised, or we could just have the regular verb, the news surprised Kate, okay? So A, B, C, and D all have the verb be in them, but E and F, we use them like traditional adjectives, right? Did you hear the surprising news, right? We put the adjective before the noun. Roberto fixed the broken window, okay? Broken, you could say the window is broken, right? Or you could put it before the noun, it's a broken window, okay? So let's take a look at exercise 30. Okay, so for picture or exercise 30, right? Exercise 30, we're just going to do talking to each other. So we have a picture, right, of a roller coaster and two people on the roller coaster. Looking at this picture, does it look like they're having fun? Well, it looks like one of the people is having fun, right, and one of them not so much. So they want us to make true sentences about the picture, completing them with either the word the girl, the man, or the roller coaster. Okay, so remember, If I use adjective with ing, that means something makes something, or something makes me, or something makes you feel a certain way. If if I have adjective ed, this is how I feel, or this is how somebody else feels, okay? So number one, the is frightened. Who is frightened in this picture? I would say the man is frightened, right? Number two, why is he frightened? Because the roller coaster is frightening. Number three, excited. Who looks excited here? I think the girl is excited, right? And why is she excited? She's excited because the roller coaster is exciting, right? Thrilling, the roller coaster, number five, the roller coaster is thrilling, and the girl is delighted. Delighted means very happy, okay? All right. So, we're going to practice this with exercise 32. So I'm going to ask that you pause the recording and complete it. Each of these sentences will include one with verb ed and one with verb ing, okay? So number one is complete. It says Talal's classes interest him. His classes are interesting, and he is an interested student, okay? So go ahead, pause, complete 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then check when you're done, okay? All right, are you back? Welcome back. Okay, number two, Emily's going to Australia. The idea of going on this trip excites her. Emily is excited about going on the trip. She thinks it's going to be an exciting trip. I like to study sea life. The subject of marine biology fascinates me. Marine biology is a fascinating subject, and I am fascinated by marine biology. Mike is very sad. In fact, he is depressed. Poor Mike. The news made Mike feel sad. The news was depressing. And the exploration of space interests me. I am interested in the exploration of space. The exploration of space is interesting. Okay? Okay, now we're going to keep practicing with this actually, because a lot of times students have difficulty with this unit or this facet of grammar. So we're going to actually go in our workbooks, okay? We're going to go in our workbooks to, which page is it? I think it's page 184, okay? So let's look at page 184. Exercise 24, all right? So this is just a bunch of, actually, I'm going to have you guys do exercises 24, 25, and 26. So if you want to pause the recording now and complete all of these, I think it should take you about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll check them all, okay? So go ahead, pause, and then come back when you're ready, okay? Okay, so the book is interesting. Ben is really interested. The story is exciting. Ben is excited about what? I skipped number 4. What did I do? Oh, I think I skipped a lot of them actually. Whoops. Okay, so Ben is excited about the story. Number 5, Ben is fascinated by the characters in the story. The people in the story are fascinating. Let's see, oh, okay, I guess I did, okay, so number 5, he's excited. I think I messed up all of these. 5 should be fascinated. 6 should be fascinating. 7, okay, so for some reason I put number 4 where number 7 is. He didn't finish the book. He started because it was boring and confusing. Okay, let's see if number 8. Yeah, Ben doesn't like to read books when he is bored and confused. Sorry if you're a little bit confused right now because of the mixing up of the sentences. What is the most interesting book you've read lately? And I just finished a fascinating mystery story that had a very surprising ending. Okay? All right, exercise 25. The students are interested in learning more about Kung Fu. Ms. Green doesn't explain things well. She is confusing. The students are confused. Did I put that one? Whoops, sorry guys, I mess these up a lot. Sorry if I'm confusing you. Miss Jill is confusing the students. The students are confused, right? That's good actually. You have like a real example in real life. So it'll help you to remember it more. I planned all of this. Don't worry, you doubted me, but you never trust me. Okay. Number 3, have you heard the news about Jamie and Hal? They're going trekking in Nepal. They are really excited about it. It's an exciting thing to do. There was a surprising event in the news yesterday. The governor resigned suddenly. Everyone was surprised. Number 5, it is embarrassing to forget someone's name. Yesterday, I couldn't remember the name of my boss's wife, and I felt very embarrassed. Mr. Ball fascinates me. He's lived in 13 countries. I think he is a fascinating person. When I'm with him, I am fascinated by him. Okay, Victor doesn't like Sylvia's cooking. He thinks the salads she prepares are not satisfying. He thinks a satisfying meal, right? So these are both verb ing, okay? Because we're talking about how the food makes him feel. Okay, the story of Stephen Hawking's life has been inspiring to many people. Despite terrible handicaps, he became a brilliant scientist. I am inspired by him. Okay? Okay, and then the last one we have here is exercise 26. Okay? The street signs in our city are confusing. The drivers are frustrated. So here, to be honest, like it's possible you could say the drivers are frustrating, right? But I think we're relating sentence 2 to sentence 1. Why are they frustrated? Because the signs are confusing, okay? You could say that the drivers are frustrating if people drive crazy, right? All right, number 3, the professor's lecture on anatomy was confusing for the students. Sophie was embarrassed by all the attention. She said it was embarrassing to have so many people congratulate her. I am really interested in 18th century art. 18th century art is really interesting. What an exhausting day. I am so tired. Oh, I skipped tired from picking strawberries. Tired, ED, okay? Some of the new horror movies are frightening because they're so realistic, and if young children see a horror movie, they often become frightened. If I see a horror movie, I become frightened. I hate them. Actually, I can't handle it. All right, so that's it for 10-7. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you have an example you want to share with me on the group, and we can check if it's correct or if you have the right idea. I would love that. So please feel free to do that, okay? All right, so let's move on and look at 10-8. So 10-8 is easy, actually. 10-8 is using get with adjectives. So if I say, for example, get bored, get tired, get hungry, get confused, this means that you're shifting from one state to another. If I say I'm getting hungry, it means, maybe a little while ago, 10 minutes ago, I wasn't hungry, but I'm starting to feel hungry and I'm feeling more hungry all the time, and soon I will be hungry, right? You're going from one state to another. If you get rich, right, you go from not having a lot of money to having a lot of money. If you get hurt, you go from being fine to having pain, okay, or having some sort of injury, okay? Okay, so I think it's pretty easy. Exercise 35 we're going to practice with. All you have to do is match the adjective that they give you to the sentence, right? The food is delicious, but I can't eat anymore. I'm getting full. Okay, so exercise 35, they want you to match the adjectives at the top to the sentences. Nice and easy, right? Just getting familiar with the form. Okay, so food is delicious, but I can't eat anymore. I'm getting full. This work has to be done before we leave. We better get serious or get busy. I got lost. Paul's clothes always get dirty. He doesn't like to fly. He gets really nervous. And we better go home. It's getting late. Simon wants to get rich, but he doesn't want to work. you plan to go to medical school, you need to get serious about the time and money involved. Mr. Anderson is losing some of his hair. He is slowly getting bald. And was the accident serious? Did anyone get hurt? Okay? Okay, so we're going to look at now exercise 36, okay? I'm going to give you answers for me, and I'm going to give you an assignment. I want you to record a video or a voice recording of yourself, and you can send it to me send it to me in a private message. You can either send it to me in a private message or send it to the group on WhatsApp, and include your name with it so that I know who you are, right? Because a lot of times it just shows up as a random number, okay? So video or voice recording, okay, just like this. Have you ever gotten, number one, right? Have you ever gotten hurt? What happened? Yes, I have gotten hurt. I used to be very clumsy. Clumsy means that you fall easily or you break things easily. I used to always, yeah, that's a good one actually. So one time I was having coffee with my mom in the morning. We were watching the news, and I stood up and I had a cup in my hand, and as I stood up, the cup dropped and broke on the ground, and a piece of glass like flew up and hit my foot or hit my leg and cut me really deep, and I had to get 12 stitches actually. It was crazy. But in the end, I was fine, and I have a really cool scar afterwards. I tell people that the scar was from a fight that I got into in jail. I was never in jail. But it's a good story, right? It's more interesting than I dropped a coffee cup. Okay, have you ever gotten lost? Yes, I have gotten lost. This is a cool story actually. I was in Berlin. I was visiting a friend. This was my first year in Saudi Arabia, right? And the winter break, I went to visit a friend who was living in Berlin. And we were supposed to meet at this apartment that we rented to stay for the week. And I got lost on the way to the apartment, and I didn't have internet on my phone. And I couldn't find anybody who spoke English, actually. So finally, I found this one guy who was on the street who was from Syria. There's a lot of Syrians in Germany, like refugees, and he was selling Syrian coffee. And I asked him, I was like, hey, sorry, do you speak English? And he said, no, sorry, I just speak German and Arabic. And so I said, okay, well, I guess I have to try my skills out in Arabic. So I told him where I was looking for, this apartment on this street, and I asked him to give me directions. And he gave me directions in Arabic, actually, and I was able to understand, so it was cool. I was really proud of myself. Okay, the last time I got dizzy was when I was fasting a couple weeks ago. I like to fast sometimes, just like do a water fast for health, give the digestive system a break. So sometimes when you're fasting, especially at the end of the day, it's hard to stay hydrated, even if you're drinking water all day because you're not taking any salt. It's hard for your body to stay hydrated. So I stood up and I felt kind of dizzy, right? Dizzy means you feel like you're gonna fall over, okay? That was the last time. How long does it take me to get dressed in the morning? It takes me probably 45 seconds to get dressed in the morning. Do I get sleepy during the day? Yes, I do. I usually get sleepy after lunch, so sometimes, like, if I have time, I'll lay down for 20 minutes, and I feel so much better. Do I ever get hungry in the middle of the night? Yes, I do. And if I get hungry in the middle of the night, I wake up and I eat something, and then I go back to bed. And then, have I ever gotten involved with a charity? Yes, I was very involved before I moved to Saudi with an orphanage in Mexico. I would go down a couple times a month and hang out with the kids and play. I love kids, and yeah, I miss it actually. It was a really fun experience. All right, so please post or send a voice message on WhatsApp, either on the group, or if you don't want to share with the whole group, you can send it to me. I would love to hear it, and make sure you tell me your name as well, okay? This is the last exercise that we're going to do today. Exercise 38. So what you have to do is they want you to choose. They give you the adjective, and they want you to put it with the correct form of the verb get, okay? So go ahead, if you want, pause the video, complete all of the sentences. There are 15 sentences, and then come back and check when you're ready, okay? So number 1, it says, when I stayed out in the sun too long yesterday, I got sunburned. If you're sick, stay home and take care of yourself. You won't get well if you don't take care of yourself. Aleem and Hassan are engaged. They are going to get married a year from now. Sarah doesn't eat breakfast, so she always gets hungry by 10 or 10:30. In the winter, the sun sets early. It gets dark outside by 6 or even earlier. Put the towels back in the dryer. They didn't get dry. Let's stop working for a while. I am getting tired. I need a break. Anastasia has to move out of her apartment next week and she hasn't found a new place to live. She's getting worried. Tashira was in a terrible car wreck and almost got killed. She's lucky to be alive. The temperature is dropping. Brr, I am getting cold. Sorry we're late. We took a wrong turn and got lost. Good restaurants get crowded around dinner time. Calm down, take it easy. You shouldn't get so angry. It isn't good for your blood pressure. I left when Ellen and Joe began to argue. I never get involved in other people's quarrels. Quarrel is an argument. And Sam is wearing one brown sock and one blue sock today. He got dressed in a hurry. Okay? All right, my friends, and that is it for chapters 10.7 and 10.8. If you at any point have any questions, please let me know on the group via WhatsApp. And I will post an assignment with this at some point tomorrow, inshallah. All right. Stay safe. Have a good day. Miss you guys. Bye.